So let's discuss these brand new season 5 heroes that just came out. We're going to go through. This is Waqas, and Waqas deals 205 damage to all enemies at slow speed and reduces the max health of all enemies by 110 each turn for 3 turns. Interesting. And max health can't go lower than the original 30% of the original max health. So this thing's going to be pretty sweet. I actually see this as a 3-star hero that could do substantially well, especially being it's slow, because a lot of times you want kind of like high impact slow heroes for the very fast wars. It's going to be great. 205 to all enemies. I could see this pairing well with Trevel. So Trevel giving the defensive down, and then you're just going to have a mountain of damage come through with Quas, and then be able to reduce their max health for each turn. So this would definitely be a hero I would consider you should level up in the 3 stars. I do like this quite a bit. Let's get into second. I got a list here. Okay. So we got Rekirt. Rekhetre. Oh my gosh, you guys will correct me in the comments, that's for sure. This is another 3-star. 470 on the attack is a little bit slow. 493, and then 825 is pretty good on the health. Runs at average speed. All allies regenerate 450% or 450 boosted health over 3 turns. Boosted health can exceed max HP. I do like that. I do like this at average speed as well, and it impacts all allies. And the caster gets 84% defense against dark, and further 2% increases every time they're hit for 3 turns. I'm not sure what that maxes out at, but my guess is probably somewhere around 100-ish, which is quite a bit. I could see this being quite annoying in the 3 stars, especially going up against purples. Just the boosted health. I don't know as to if this really becomes a big issue. I wish that it was at least the caster in nearby enemies, because we see heroes like Khafre, those do well. But this is against purple, but I do like that it is all allies that are getting the boosted health. So I wish there was some sort of element that pressured them on offense as well, but that's just a substantial amount of health. So a pretty solid 3-star. I do like this. Now, one big thing I haven't mentioned yet is we have these probably have the best passive skills that I've seen. These passive skills are absolutely insane for some of them. So 60% chance to perform the following. So boost the health of allies by 10%. So instead, so that's pretty good. And boost health can exceed, and then also cleanses the latest cleansable status from all allies. So it has a 60% chance to give an increase of 10% and also cleanse. So one of the big things you have to consider with these season 5 heroes is sometimes these passive effects are just insane. So you got to make sure you check them out, and we'll go through it. I'll tell you which ones are the best. What I do like also with this being the Sun family, so you're getting a family bonus for either 1 or 2 heroes, so it doesn't matter if you have multiples. So 10%, 20% chance to cast, 35% accuracy for 2 turns, and 56% burn damage. If the enemy's skill defeats this character, the chance is 50% or 75%. So you have a little bit of the, probably not going to be that relevant for the Sun family for this character because they don't really deal damage with their special skill, but an interesting situation here. All right, so next we have Faiez. Get you, where you at? All right, so the little boy, I don't know, I wish they would have picked a better picture. This is kind of provocative, and it looks like an underage boy. This is kind of creepy, honestly. I don't know. Let me know. Is that creepy, chat? Runs at slow speed, 465, 490, and 849. Very similar to the last character we just saw. Slow. Boosts health by 350. Boost health can exceed. Also, all allies are immune to new status ailments for 4 turns, and all allies get 30% defense for 4 turns. So, character, I do like that it impacts everybody. It's almost got the reverse of Franz almost with the immunity, because it's slow speed, except for that's for enemies and this is for your heroes. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know. I think there might be a little bit better heroes I would rather use in the 3 stars, especially for green. I mean, you've got like Shrub Bear, which is very similar to him. I'd probably just use him. I do like that it does give the boost health. She's a very defensive hero in the 3 stars. We found doesn't really work as much as I would like. So the passive on him, 70% chance. So when they perform the following actions, when they cast their special. So just keep in mind that he's at slow speed, so the chance to perform is going to be higher. And boosted health is by 10%, and then also cleanses the latest cleansable status ailments from all allies. So can be cleansable. It's got the Sun family, which we just saw is the same exact one from the last one. All right, Jarif. So Giriff, 507, 408, 908. So again, very defensive hero. I wish that defense was a bit better. Health is great. 507 is about average. Deals 335 damage to the target. The target is immune to new status effect buffs for 3 turns and receives 70% damage for each attempted buff. So this is kind of interesting. I don't really like that it's an average hero. It's hitting a single target and only impacting the single target. I don't like this character at all in the 3 stars. Probably one of the worst that came out for the 3 stars. Sorry, my allergies are kicking up and it just decided to happen right now. So 60% chance to perform the following actions when this character casts their special skills. 70%, steals 70% damage to all enemies. That's pretty sweet. And then all enemies get minus 24% mana generation for 3 turns. Yeah, so this effect on special skill, I love this. 60% chance, so more than half the time, it's going to be dealing 70% damage to all enemies and also reducing their mana generation. So I do love this passive on him, though, but as a character, I'm not a big fan of him. All right. I think there's one more 3-star that we are missing. Yep. Aquila, and 450 on the attack, 498, 870, a little bit more balanced. Fast speed deals 155% damage to the target nearby enemies. That's already really sweet. And the caster and nearby allies get 45% chance to dodge special skills for 3 turns. Each dodge gives 5% defense stack. So I really like this character. Being able to deal damage to target nearby enemies, it's a flat damage, and also caster and nearby allies are being able to bounce and dodge out of the way at 45%. That's really sweet. And then this has I wish it was the different effects on special skill, but it does have 50% chance to deal 70% damage to all enemies and dispel the latest dispel buffs from all enemies. So, I wish it was the other one, but that one's still pretty sweet. One thing that I do like about this is the rogue class. And then this is actually the Moon family, which again, bonus for 1 and 2, gets 10% or 20% chance to get minus 24% defense for 2 turns and 56 water damage over the 2 turns. On an enemy who deals special skill damage to this character, if the enemy's special skill defeats the character, the chance is 50 or 75%. So, which I could see that the enemy could be defeated on the special skill from Aquila. So you would have either a 50 to probably like a 50% chance that you are also giving defensive down as well as water damage too, which is really cool. So I like Aquila. Aquila's pretty sweet. So now getting into, we have the 4 stars. Where are you at? Score. All right, so it's a 4-star. This is a Scoretruck fighter class, which obviously we know is really good. 633, 654, and 1387. About the new average on these 4 stars, so that's not bad. Runs at fast speed, deals 190% damage to the target, summons a Scarab Bomb Fiend for the target. The Fiend damages the enemy with 38% attack every turn. Scarab Bomb Fiend absorbs healing, disappears when it's at 30%, and the Scarab Bomb Fiend explodes after 3 turns, dealing 300 damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies. So, I'm not a huge fan of this, it's a fast damage dealer. Like, it's a lot of text to deal damage to the character. I would much rather just deal more damage to a single character and have the potential to kill them rather than all the other text of getting different bombs and stuff like that. It just doesn't seem like a great use of things. But effects on the special skills, 50% chance to deal 70% damage to all enemies. So that's pretty sweet. And then also the mana generation. So I really like this one as well. Fighter class, decent character for sure. Okay, score. Who got dope? Ahotep. So 692. That's pretty good. 658 and 1232. Definitely a little bit above average for 4 stars. Deals 340% damage to the target and minor damage to nearby enemies at average speed. If the target is defeated in the next 3 turns, all casters' allies get plus 20% mana. Yeah, this character is pretty sweet. I do like this a lot. Obviously, we're seeing the 20% mana increase. Stuff like that has been really effective. I do like that it is an average character that deals damage to target and minor damage to enemies. So it's dealing damage to target and also other enemies. And then also, it's that I believe it's just the one single target that if it dies, you're going to get the additional mana. So you could probably time this out a bit to regenerate the mana for your other characters. So you have like Ahhotep go off, potentially come close to killing them. And then you could have another character just, move tiles, kill that character, increase the mana for everybody else by 20%. You do some really cool things, and not to mention this is a rogue class, so that's going to be super, super helpful. So the effects on special skills, so it is the good one that deals damage to all enemies, 70%, and then also dispels the latest dispellable buff from all enemies. So you also have a 60% chance to deal additional damage to the target, and then also dispel the buffs too. So this character I do like. I think it's really sweet. I like the build of it. It's quite unique. And I think there's a lot to be gained from this for sure. All right. Ptolemy. All right, so Monk, 586, pretty low on the attack, 686, and then 1436. Defense is pretty good. Health is pretty good. So recovers 30% health for all allies. The caster and nearby allies are immune to new status ailments for 3 turns and recover 175 for each attempted status ailment. So could get some pretty cool, interesting things. I don't like that it doesn't get boosted. It's decent for a 4-star. I would probably just prefer using like Melindor or Melindor costume instead. I don't think it's bad. I just wish it was like boosted health potentially. So this one does have the boosted health, 60% chance to do 10% boosted health. So at least that kind of pairs up with them. It's an interesting character. I don't know if he's super high on my priority list. Junaid. All right, so Junaid. Fighter class, fast, deals 400% damage to the target, heals all allies for 30% of the damage dealt. This is pretty cool. I do like this quite a bit. So not to mention this guy has 748% on his attack, or 748 on his attack, running at fast speed, and then being able to heal all allies by 30% of the damage dealt. This could be pretty good. Throwing on some emblems, limit breaking, you're probably going to be getting up to like 820 is my guess. maybe even further, maybe even close to 900 on the attack power at fast speed, and then being able to recover 30% damage. Not to mention this guy is a fighter class, so if he gets revived and then goes off, he'll be healing all allies with this as well too. So this character is pretty sweet. And then not to mention he's got the 50% chance to deal 70% damage to all enemies, and all enemies are getting the 24% mana generation for 3 turns. So I don't think that this is going to add on to the additional damage of the 400% damage, but that's a lot. This character is sweet. I do like Junaid. This is a really, really cool character for sure. All right. Asmia. So this is a monk class. She has 60% to do the boosted health situation. And then 539 obviously is low, but 830 and 1266 is pretty okay for a 4-star. Recovers 20%, running at average speed, recovering 20% health for all allies. The caster nearby allies counterattack with 120% damage received for 4 turns. The damage of the counterattack increases by 5 for each counterattack, maxing out at 150. One of the things that I really like about this character is that it is obviously recovering health. Obviously move over Boral because this character is just infinitely better. But being able to recover the 20% health is definitely relevant, and not to mention you can get up to 150%. So I like this character a lot. There's a lot of times that like Boral and Cyprian will get me, especially in the 4 stars. We see that that's pretty frequent that they have that. You're not too stoked if they dispel it, which green does have a lot of abilities to do that. But if you don't dispel Asmia, 150% counterattacking is going to be super annoying. Not to mention you can't have her keep going off because she's going to be recovering the 20% health for all allies. So just the best counterattacker that they have out, especially in the 4 stars. And what's really cool is that she's a monk class too. The ability to do the boosted health. Yeah, so this character is really, really sweet. I do like this quite a bit in the 4 stars for sure. Let me know in the comments, what's your guys' favorite 3 stars and 4 stars you guys have seen out of season 5. So let me jump in and we're going to talk about the 5 stars. So the first one here is Papyrus, and he has the effects to where he does the boosted health situation, and then also gains small amount of mana. That's cool. I do like that this is giving the boosted health, and also all allies gain a small amount of mana. Is that the same as what we just saw with Asmia? I just overlooked that. No, so this one's different. Okay, all right, so that's definitely different. So this one has 60% chance to give boosted health of all allies by 10%. Boosted health can exceed the max HP, and all allies gain a small amount of mana. So not only are they getting boosted health, but also gaining the small amount of mana, which we know that this can be relevant if this character is to the left. They gain the small amount of mana, and then they could potentially fire off specials. So situations where your other characters are gaining small amounts of mana are definitely helpful. Runs at average speed. He's got 780 on his attack, 788 on defense, and 1487. Nothing too crazy stats wise. He is a druid, so he has the ability to be summoning the new the druid minions. Summons a sand golem minion for each ally with 14% HP and 18% attack inherited from the caster. So obviously you're going to want to increase the HP of Papyrus, so your minions get higher, or your allies get higher minion levels. And each time the sand golem minion is attacked by normal attacks or special skills, the attacker gets the following status ailments. So this target gets 282 sand damage over 3 turns, and all allies get 30% defense for 3 turns. So a situation where you're pretty much just going to be giving them sand damage over 3 turns and also getting the 30% defense for 3 turns. So it's a way to kind of pseudo heal with the 14% HP. I don't know if it's really anything that crazy that I'm worried about. But I do have to let you guys know that this is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. If you guys like the content and watching my content, I'd really appreciate it if you go and you scan that QR code in the top left-hand corner. This is what keeps the content free and continuing to go into you guys. So if you do me that huge favor, scan that QR code, that makes sure that you get the content. You guys will really love Raid. A lot of people have come over from Empires and Puzzles to check out Raid. It's been really, really helpful to them playing a game that has a lot of different things. So they actually have this birthday situation. They just celebrated 3 years, so they're giving you 3 heroes, 3 champions for completely free. So I'd really appreciate if you check out Raid Shadow Legends right after the stream. I'm going to be playing Raid Shadow Legends, so make sure you take that time to just come and watch this, dive in. We got a bunch of people that'll show you what to do. So with Papyrus, he's okay, nothing I'm too crazy about. All right, so the next one that we have here is this character is insane, bro. What? Are you kidding me? This character is awesome. This is Khonshu, running it very fast, and 830 on the attack, which is awesome. 743 on the defense and 1450. What happened here? Interesting. Okay. Well, did the internet go out?
Check if you were okay.
Okay, well, hold on.